I think anyone who's recently got their call to Frankfurt knows what it's like to experience the anticipation of getting your call, and also finding out and thinking about, wow, I'm going to Frankfurt, Germany. And I think some of the first thoughts that cross your mind as you start thinking of like Wiener Schnitzel and Lederhosen and all that other stuff. And I think also I personally was intimidated a little bit by going across the world and learning a new language, but I was also very excited. So some things I really tried to do, what I would recommend to somebody who received this call, and hopefully they've already done this, is to pray about it and just say, is this where I'm supposed to go? Is this, and ask Heavenly Father for the best ways that they personally can prepare for their mission in those months. I recommend reading Preach My Gospel. The MTC for me was very focused on learning German, and so if you know Preach My Gospel before you hit the MTC, I think that is probably some of the best preparation you can do. Along with reading your scriptures, memorizing scriptures, trying to learn what German you can beforehand. I think that's all helpful. But you will learn it eventually. It depends on what you want to do. I didn't prepare as much as I wish I had as far as Preach My Gospel and the German language. I wish I just picked up a German Book of Mormon and Duolingo, the app, and started to teach myself a little bit. But you live and you learn, right? I think another thing to think about is I personally was also worried that I wasn't worthy enough to go on a mission. And looking back now, it wasn't really that big of a deal, but just to realize that there are forces that don't want you to serve that mission. And when those feelings come, because they will, to kneel down and to ask Heavenly Father for that peace that only He can give. Because as long as you've been honest with your priesthood leaders, this is something that you're supposed to do, and you've been called by God to go. And so do not fear. And that's something I learned on my mission too, is that not to fear is a commandment of God. But the only person we're ever commanded to fear is God Himself, and that's more of a respectful kind of fear. So if you're having feelings of doubt or anxiety or worry, let go of them, and let God do the rest, and let the atonement of Jesus Christ take the rest of the burden.